What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 28 of the STS guys. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, it's Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we are the STS guys. Whoa, what a week, guys. What a week it's been. It's been crazy.
What a week.
Crazy.
It's been a good week. I think we dropped a pretty important video this week, didn't we?
We did drop a pretty important video.
What was that in video that we dropped, though?
What could you be talking about?
Yeah.
I think he's talking about the Super Mega Batman prize pack giveaway.
Wait, did you say Super Mega Batman prize pack giveaway?
I think he said Super Mega Batman prize pack giveaway.
I think he did say Super Mega Batman prize pack giveaway.
Well,
Ooh.
I did say Super Mega Batman prize pack giveaway. We dropped that video on Wednesday, and we've kind of blown up. We've had a tons of so shout out to all our new subscribers, specifically on YouTube, but like we got a ton of new followers on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook too. So thanks everybody.
And Twitch. Don't forget about
and Twitch and SoundCloud. So thank you guys for following through on all those actions through Gleam. By going to stsguys.fun and entering and doing those actions. You got a bunch of entries. There's still like more than 2 weeks left to enter. So there's some daily entries too. If you just go check out that video, you can win a Riddler Funko Pop Chase, another Batman Pop, some salt and pepper shakers, a watch, comic book, keychains, right? Bottle opener keychains, koozie, can koozie, and like it's almost 10 items, I think. If you're a Batman fan or you like Pops, Jeremy's got the box right there. Like it's got a ton of really cool stuff in it.
We made sure it was Super Mega.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Super Mega STS Guys contest to date.
And one thing too, what we've just named off is not the all-inclusive stuff. As we get closer to that 2-week date, if we find more Batman stuff, it's going in that box.
Like this print, this Chris Ecto signed print. That is.
Ooh.
Whoa, that's from Batman.
Previews.
That is new. Yes.
That's awesome.
So as we go through our stash of different things, if I find Batman stuff, it will go in the it'll go in the box as well, and I'm sure that's going to be the same for everybody else.
Yeah, there's still room in this box.
There's a lot of room in that box, actually. All right, guys, we have a mission. Our Super Mega Batman prize pack giveaway needs to be a little bit more Super Mega.
All right,
I think we can do it.
I think you guys can do it.
So would it be the Super Mega Ultra?
Well, are we adding a movie?
Whoa, Scott.
No,
Nah.
so this week was the first time we've been able to do our little shtick correctly in a very long time. I'm not adding an extra word to it.
I tried to do it on Twitter the other day, but apparently you guys didn't notice and catch on, so it died at me.
Yeah, me and Twitter aren't friends.
Yeah, it's all right. I was talking to myself.
That happens. That tends to happen from time to time.
It happens a lot.
That works really well when you're kind of in control of most of the social media and you have multiple accounts. You can.
Yes,
kind of,
I was talking. I was Larry account was replying to STS guy's account, and he thought it was hilarious.
Wow. I would think it was pretty hilarious too. Now I feel bad. And now I will go on and comment.
You can keep going. It's never too late.
Keep it going.
Just keep it flowing. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
All right. So
until now.
Until now.
Okay.
Also, just kind of let everyone know that's in the stream right now. I'll make this announcement a couple times throughout the podcast. You want to stick around for the entire podcast because we do have a small little giveaway on this live stream. So it will be giving something away at the end of the live stream. It's pretty cool. Nate actually tried to get it from me.
Kind of jokingly, but yes, I did.
That was not a joke, Nate. That was that's when you call somebody out, and when they get offended, you're like, "Oh, just joking."
It's like the worst form of passive aggressive.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do our quick reminder that if you are listening to us on iTunes or SoundCloud or some audio version, we now record our weekly podcast live on YouTube. So you can join our YouTube channel, sub us up, and watch us live usually Friday or Saturday night. So that's who we're talking to in the comments and talking to each other. We got video. The reason I say that is I wonder if YouTube is going to flag us for copyright violations because Jeremy is streaming the Doctor Strange movie in his background. I wonder if that's enough for YouTube to pick up and be like, you're trying to steal from Marvel.
Oh, I'm not. I don't want to do that.
So now you just verified it, though.
Yeah,
Could've
now you
just
said
ambiguous.
Doctor Strange, so now it's gonna.
I really feel like even though it's at a weird angle, I think they're gonna attack it. Just like like the Splatoon live streams I've done when I was playing Splatoon. It's not even just the audio that they pick up; it's the images that Nintendo somehow is synced up with YouTube. Where if it does the images in the right order or whatever, it knows that it's a Nintendo property and it's flagged and you can't monetize.
Well,
They're quick about that too.
Now we're on the Xbox One home screen.
Nice.
You just ruined it.
Yeah, Larry, come on. They're going to still find us
Jeez.
for that like 30 seconds that you could probably see total of that movie.
Done.
They're going to get us.
Bueller, hey, what's up, man? Brian, Rainey, thank you for the shout out.
What's up, guys? Thanks for the shout out, Brian.
Hey guys. Thanks, Brian, for all the tweetings for our contest too. Thanks, man. We appreciate that.
Brian's a tweet machine.
He is a tweet machine.
He is like a giveaway master by now.
Yep.
He knows the ropes.
All right. So, what is on the docket for this week to talk about? What do we got?
Well, I just watched the Deadpool 2 trailer this morning.
So Larry, you finally broke down.
I saw a drop. I just didn't. I had this week off of work, no work, because it was spring break. So kind of my schedule was all screwed up because spring break.
Woo!
Woo!
And the Deadpool, I mean, like, it's funny that you say that, Scott. Like, oh, you actually watched it. It's not one of those movies where I'm too worried about being spoiled. It's weird. Like Infinity War, I feel like there's going to be so many pivotal moments that I'm more worried about being spoiled for that. But Deadpool 2, it's like, that's just going to be fun. I don't really care.
Yeah,
if I see something.
I think maybe Homecoming. Right, last week we talked about how Nate and I didn't want to watch the Infinity War trailer because that Spider-Man Homecoming trailer spoiled so much of the movie. I think Homecoming's a lot closer to Infinity War. Deadpool's over there being like the weird step cousin or something. So I trust Fox and them not messing up a Deadpool trailer more than I trust Kevin Feige in the MCU world for messing up that Infinity War trailer.
Let me know if you think this, Larry. Is it because, like I said, Deadpool you don't see connected to anything, so it's basically just, hey, it's its own standalone thing, so whatever happens versus like the MCU movies, like I said, you're kind of seeing them intertwine, so you basically invested so much into this journey that is Infinity War that, like I said, you don't want it to be spoiled.
10 years. Yes, 10 years of my life are kind of invested into this winding road to get us to this point. And yeah, I want to experience the most as I can out of that movie without hopefully too many spoilers. I like the stupid thing is like, I don't know if Nate feels the same way, but like, I know I didn't watch the trailer, but there's been so many memes and images and captures and stuff like that I've seen on Instagram and all the other social media that I feel like I pretty much just watched the trailer anyhow, but whatever, man.
Yeah, Jeremy, you kind of hit the nail on the head. I think it's just a build up to Infinity War for me that's scaring me to watch the trailers. But I did break down and actually watch it because, to Larry's point, I've seen so many screen captures, so many like small little clips that I pretty much saw the whole trailer anyways. And now that I've seen it, there's a couple of things I'm thinking might be happening, but it actually didn't spoil a ton for me.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. I said it's not really super spoilery like some of the other trailers have been. It's a lot of like, oh, they make you think this is going to happen, but that's not going to really happen. Or they make you think this is going to happen, but that's probably not what's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, it's that whole thing where it's like ominous music, quick like flickers of action, a little bit of the movie, and then like repeat that cycle a couple times over, and then end with something that could be potentially spoilery.
Drew, we love you too.
Drew.
Hi, Drew.
Hi, Drew.
We love Drew.
Drew in the house.
And Running Man, what's going on?
What did Running Man ask?
What time is Toys R Us going to sell the flocked Funko Jeffrey?
I don't know, and I don't care, because you know what? Me and Jeremy already got that through Funko Shop like a week and a half ago. So honestly, like I've heard rumors, but I haven't been paying any attention because I don't need it.
Like 3 a.m. Arizona time.
And I have still yet to. I have still yet to figure out if I got one or not either.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forget about that. It was in Scott's cart, and like you got charged, right? Or at least
I did.
Charge.
It was a pending charge, and I haven't gone in and looked to see if it actually like processed through. But I'm hoping it's coming.
I haven't got mine yet, so
which is kind of weird for a Funko Shop item. Normally I get those pretty fast.
That one dropped on Friday. I just got the glow in dark Lucky from Lucky Charms that dropped that Wednesday, 2 days before. I just got that in the mail yesterday, so I bet early next week our Jeffries will be showing up. And just so everybody knows, I'm actually saving up all my Funko Shop items, and I'm going to do a kind of a large Funko Shop unboxing video, mail call kind of thing later on this week.
Nice.
I
think everything that's going on with Toys R Us, it's going to be hard to find that Jeffrey in store because I think supplies is kind of wary at this point as far as which Toys R Us stores are getting new supplies because they're trying to liquidate.
Well, yeah, it's that, but I also think you now have the problem of the employees. Like I said, you have the employees that no longer, like I said, they didn't give a shit before about anything. They really don't give a shit about anything now.
No,
right?
Yeah, like they're done. Like,
so their buddy that basically wants to, like, hey, you know what? Give me a heads up on when I can come and buy the case. Hey, they're getting the call and they're getting the case of, and they're getting the case of. They're never making it to the store shelves.
Right. Hello, Heather Bradshaw.
What's going on?
Thanks for joining. She says,
From
rest
the
in
other
peace, Jeffrey. Yeah, that's sad. It is sad. You know, you think about it. Toys R Us, I went there a couple weeks ago. That might be my last time ever going to that store.
I have no interest in going back.
Yeah.
I mean, just because, like, we all went, like, what, a week and a half ago to one of the stores that had already announced that they're going to be closing. And it was just so picked over. And I've already heard that it sounds like all the stores that were supposed to stay open started putting their stuff on clearance yesterday on Friday. And I think they're already starting to get picked over. I might stop by just to stop by, but I'm not in a hurry. It was kind of really sad.
I noticed that online, a lot of people had showed that they had started with like a 10 to 20% discount on a lot of stuff on most of the stores. Like,
but there was a line outside on Thursday, and Thursday wasn't even the right day, so all those people were pissed. And then they lined up again on Friday to save 10%. Pass.
Yeah, and the saddest thing is that's the busiest I've ever seen Toys R Us. Is
yes, that's why it's sad. You people didn't care about it 2 weeks ago or a month ago, but you know, and now it's dead.
Because no one really wants to, like, no one buys anything at really like Toys R Us. You take your kid there so they get like awestruck by the giant store, and then you go buy it on Amazon or Target where it's like $10 cheaper.
Yeah,
like that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, they've always had consistently higher prices than most other stores surrounding them.
Well, Larry, I don't know if I was talking to you. I know I was talking to one of you guys about it. It was in regards to, like, if they just made the toy, like I said, the thing that would have saved Toys R Us is if they basically would have made Toys R Us, like, went back to kind of what you were saying, Nate, is the experience. Make it like someplace where you could spend the entire day there, almost like an IKEA. Like you can eat lunch there. Like you can do a whole bunch of stuff at IKEA. But what I'm saying is, like, hey, you put a restaurant inside there. You put like I said, just like some rides, maybe some like kids rides. Make it like an entire experience, almost like combine like Toys R Us, like an Amazing Jake's, which is like one of those like kiddie ride parks, or
like a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, like a Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, you mix all that together. You make it like an experience, so that way there's multiple different facets to it, and then basically you don't, screw people over on the prices.
Yeah.
Kind of like a super mega Toys R Us.
Right. Super mega Toys R Us.
I love it.
Now, so Jacob actually brings up a good point. Jacob Luna, KB is coming back. I've heard that too. And the timing couldn't have been better.
Yeah, so I think they're going to leverage the fact that Toys R Us is shutting down to pop back up and start refilling some of those stores, because a lot of the KB toys that were in the malls just turned into the Toys R Us outlets.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
So it should be pretty easy for them to just flip those right back around to a KB Toys if they bought the name.
Do you see that though as a kind of a dick move?
Absolutely.
Oh, they're like the vultures for sure. The body's not even cold yet.
No. Yeah. I love how it was the day after when they're like, hey, guess who's coming back?
Yeah.
I read that, like, this was all kind of in the works. Like, KB was trying to plan a comeback, but it was like a long-term plan. But then once Toys R Us announced their stuff, they're like, oh, we need to accelerate this and get going so we can hopefully get something open by the end of the year so we don't miss out on Christmas, which is a smart business move. But yeah, it was very kind of, I'm sure the Toys R Us people weren't very happy. But then again, I heard that they're still making billions of dollars or whatever off of this closure, so they probably don't care anyhow.
Yeah. I mean, think about like what it takes for them to liquidate like the entirety of a store. Like, I'm sure that they're going to lose a little bit of money, but like that's a lot of product that they're just like ramming through the door. I mean, you saw people with carts full of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like, so they're at least getting, because I don't know what they pay for the items that they buy, right? Like, it's clearly way less than what they're selling it for. So they may actually still be making money.
10% off, they're still making money.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Absolutely. Once it gets down to like the 60%, then it gets a little iffy. But
right,
like they're probably still breaking even at 60% off.
right.
Yeah,
Like,
and the one next to me, they were selling like store equipment, like racks. They were selling like, you know, all kinds of anything that was in the store was for sale. It didn't matter what it was.
Oh,
Jeremy, you got to go to the
shelves.
Jeremy, you got to go to the one by you because they have one of the giant Freddy Funkos in their Funko display. I heard somebody called dibs, but if it's still there, like,
Dude, that would be amazing.
I'm pretty sure that store manager has a price that he would be willing to let you walk out of there with it.
And I think you know that I would be willing to beat that price.
I think you would too.
Oh yeah, you're a competitive purchaser, that's for sure.
Well, as a Funko fanatic, as the two of you are, I think that would be a great addition to either of your collections.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
I don't know how tall it is, but that thing is huge. They don't have one at my Toys R Us. I checked last week, so I'm not sure exactly how big it is, but it's probably at least 24 inches. It's a large little man.
It'd be a cool display piece.
Yeah,
totally.
It would. I might have to do that. Also, Jake Luna said, check out their Twitter page. Like I said, I guess their Twitter. I just pulled up their Twitter page. I guess the founder of Toys R Us died too.
Yeah, he
really
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like last Thursday or something. Yeah,
I think his name was like something Lazarus.
Charles Lazarus.
Yeah,
Chuck.
that's sad.
that's like
again,
to go out and know like you're on that, like the thing that you created was on your deathbed as well. Like that kind of sucks.
He didn't want to live. He didn't want to live in a world without Toys R Us. Right? It's like the old man whose wife dies and he just dies too.
Yeah, that's, I guess,
broken heart, man.
Yeah.
My Toys R Us is gone.
Brian says the Toys R Us here is already wiped out. There are some outdoor summer toys left, but that's it. Yeah. That's kind of like the one next to me, Brian. It was gouged through pretty bad. I'm sure there's not much left at all.
So the question I have is, the other day they started getting a bunch of summer toys in. Why did they bother? Like, they're not going to be around for the summer.
I think this is the way that their purchasing works. Like,
right.
They had paid the purchase order.
Who's also the person that was like, let's go ahead and like fulfill that order? Because you know you're not getting that much money back, right? Like, no. It's one of those things where I'm just very curious as to like, did the person that was like sending all those like little plastic buckets just go shit afterwards, like when he got that sent out?
I don't think he cared. He probably knew his job was going away and he was just going through the motions. Yeah. Because that's what I was just thinking. Those little plastic shovels and like the kiddie swimming pools, those are going to be the last things to go. Especially because like we're in Arizona, it's 80 degrees outside, but isn't the rest of the world like under a snowstorm?
Yeah.
They are not thinking about
cyclone
beach gear.
Yeah, it's like the little cyclone, and right now it was just the inside of my house is 80 degrees. That means the outside is hotter.
Yeah, it was heating up today.
Yeah.
Running Man, OSK, what's your Funko Con collection? We'll actually get to that question a little bit later in the show. We actually have something kind of planned around that. So
this is one of the first days that we actually planned something to talk about.
Trying to make this a little bit more structured.
Like we could just go there because we're already kind of there.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're not on Deadpool. We've talked more about toys and Toys R Us. So
we'll get back to Deadpool because we do want to talk about that because there's some of the new scenes are pretty cool.
But let's talk about collectibles. So to answer your question, Running Man, it's Jeremy and I are the big pop collectors. I don't know my exact count, but I crossed 400 recently. That's like kind of all in though. Like I collect Dorbs and some other stuff too. So I'm like around 420, I think, give or take.
I am currently, I actually just pulled it up, 412.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Nice. 412.
So that's kind of an interesting story. So let's Larry, like I said, I want you to share first. Like, how did you get into Funko? Like, what kind of brought you to collecting Funko?
Oh man. So it all started on a summer day.
Oh,
No, I don't remember. Right, trying to set the mood. No. So my very first pop I bought, it was sometime like early 2012. I was at Target, and I'm a sucker for clearance items, right? So Target had this bobblehead Green Lantern on clearance for probably like $2. That I'm like, hey, that's cool. I can buy that for $2 and stick it on a shelf. So I did. So this is my first pop. I know it was my first pop, and I know it was 2012 because on my personal Instagram, this is like the second photo I ever posted on my personal Instagram was my bobblehead Green Lantern. It was April 2012. So this little guy was my very first pop. I do not have the box anymore because I didn't think I cared about pops. It was 2012. Nobody cared about pops. I didn't even know for like a couple years that that the bobblehead version was a Target exclusive. I just knew it was there, and I bought it, and it was cool. So yeah, that was my first pop. Like, I didn't really get into it probably until late 2013, early 2014. That's when I started picking up some pops. Got a few good deals on Gemini collectibles. Passed on a few things I regret on Gemini collectibles. I'll tell that story real quick. So I bought a metallic Martian from Mars Attacks. I think it is SDCC exclusive from 2013, limited edition at 480. I bought it for $10 on clearance. With shipping, it was like $15 or something. But Gemini also had a bunch of other pops on clearance too, including Ace Ventura for $2. Awesome, right? It's a $200 pop now. I passed on it because when I added that $2 pop to my cart, it increased my shipping by like $5. And I was like, no, I'm not paying $5 additional for a $2 pop. So biggest pop, I'd say probably my biggest pop regret. I've got a few, but I passed on a Ace Ventura pop because it made my shipping costs go up by $5. That was mid 2014 or early 2014.
It's funny that you say that, Larry, because there's this meme that I saw, and it's a guy looking at eBay, and there's one that's like $3 cheaper than the other, and the one that's cheaper comes from like China. It's going to take 2 weeks, and he picks that one just because it's $3 cheaper on the shipping.
Yeah. I vividly remember that decision not to pick it up, but whatever. So yeah, I did that. Then I went to Phoenix Comic-Con, grabbed that Compound Hulk from the Toy Anxiety booth. I remember getting my very first exclusive though on the way home from work one day at Barnes & Noble. I got a black and white Captain America from Winter Soldier. And then from there, like the rest of 2014, it just kind of took off. Went to Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con in 2015.
The real one.
Yeah, the only Comic-Con. And that was back when you had to run to the Funko booth. So Thursday morning, woke up, I don't know, 3 o'clock. No, it was a little bit later. Woke up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, got in line, ran to the Funko booth, got nothing. Friday, woke up even earlier, right? Because I'm like, I'm going to make this happen. I got in line it was like 3:30 in the morning or something. Ran to the Funko booth, got nothing. Took 4 days, man, 4 days, and still got nothing. So Sunday afternoon, kind of end of the day, right? Con's wrapping up. I'm walking by the Funko booth one last time. I noticed that line was empty. I'm like, they got to be letting people in. So I kind of hovered, and they let me into the Funko booth. Got my ticket. I almost cried, literally almost cried with happiness because after 4 days of trying to get into this stupid booth, I finally got into the Funko booth and was able to buy my 2015 Funko Pop exclusives. It was amazing. From that day on, like that day before, 2 days before I went to my first Funko Fun Days, that weekend is when I just fell in love with Funko, and it's been like nonstop rolling dollars out of my wallet ever since.
That's awesome.
That's an awesome story.
Not only that, it's also getting other people to buy stuff too.
Well, yeah,
I legit was not going to buy that Jeffrey until you and Jeremy were both like, you should actually buy this thing, like pick it up. And I was like, all right, I'll go ahead and get the Jeffrey.
Well, I like to tell the story about how when I first met Jeremy, like a year and a half ago, and we were talking about comic books and Comic-Cons and that stuff. I'm like, hey, do you like Pops? He's like, yeah, I've got about 100. And you just heard Jeremy has 400 now. I feel partially responsible for that explosion of Jeremy's Pop collection.
Partial. I said I blame Larry partially, not all the way.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking 100% credit, but I own at least like 20% of that credit.
So running mask. Oh, okay. Any autograph pops? So Larry, I know you have a couple autograph pops.
I do. I had one up until last week. I don't have it right here, or I'd grab it. But I had the honor of meeting Goonies star and Hollywood legend Corey Feldman about a year ago, and he signed my mouth pop. It was pretty awesome. Signed in gold Sharpie right on the front to Larry. And then I think Jeremy and I both got really stepped up our autograph pop collection. Yep, Jeremy's got.
You got them in.
We got the comic book men pops.
Nice.
So those are Jeremy's got 4 and I have 5.
Yep.
I like autographs, but I'm not a big autograph pop guy.
I usually go autograph comics or like other collectibles, but like pops, I don't usually bring those because they're bulky, like to try to take places.
They're hard to bring places.
Yeah.
So Larry, what's your favorite pop?
Oh, good question. My favorite pop. Would anyone like to take a guess of what it's from? Because you won't nail it.
I'm gonna say a Fast and the Furious.
Ooh, that's a good guess.
I was actually going to say Fast and the Furious.
I was going to say Fast and Furious proto.
Well, okay, Jeremy win. Like you guys win for that, but actual non-proto normal pop. Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Oh,
nice.
That's why I figured no one would guess. I'm not the biggest wrestling fan, but I like old school wrestling. This was the one pop that I paid quite a bit of money to get at the time. And it came with a video game. Like it came with a PlayStation game, and a Hulk Hogan autograph picture. Like it came with a bunch of stuff, but altogether, I think I paid $50 for the package, which is quite a bit of money like a year or two ago. But yeah, my favorite pop of all time is the NWO Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
That's awesome.
What about you, Jeremy?
All right, so
continue that pop trend.
I want to tell my Funko story. So right now, like I said, I will give anybody in the chat right now, if they could guess what my first pop was. They will get the giveaway.
Ooh.
Heather might be able to get it.
No, I don't think I've ever told her that was his first one. But I know what it is. Can I say?
You can't say, Scott.
Can't win.
Can I win a prize?
Basically, let me tell people
it's cheating.
So the prize is basically you get the digital copy of Justice League. So Justice League came out this week. So whoever. We're gonna give this away at the end of the podcast, anyways. So whoever, so we're gonna do a quick little random drawing, maybe a trivia question for whoever puts it in the chat first. So we'll give that away. But any guesses? I'll get a 5-second countdown. So 5, 4.
Come on, guys, guess.
Just throw a guess.
This is first pop.
2.
Just guess anything.
1.
You're not gonna get it. It's really strange.
All right, so no one guessed.
No one guessed.
Wait, before you actually say what it is, we have to preface it is that it was purchased as a practical joke to mess with somebody.
This was completely purchased as a practical joke.
Yes, this was not a serious purchase.
So, you guys ready to see it?
Yep.
What do you got?
Oh my God! Wait, no! Brian got it.
Oh,
Brian got it. Good job, Brian.
Got it. Holy crap.
Dude, I said Brian is the winner of the digital copy of.
You win that digital copy, bro. That is amazing.
Well done.
Holy crap.
Oh man.
So like I said, I've only mentioned this one other. I think on our first or second podcast when we were talking about Funko Pops.
I think we did, yeah.
I think the only other time that I've actually mentioned this. So yes, this My Little Pony Rainbow Dash is my first pop. I was saying it was purchased as a practical joke.
So you're not a closet brony?
I am not a closet brony. So basically, what kind of the story goes is we had a new team member starting on our team, and so we thought it would be like just kind of mess with her, like hey, what if we all say that we're bronies? And we're like really into My Little Brony, and like I said, we're so into it. And so I came up with the idea of like, hey, so how do we prove this? Like, let's just buy a pop. Like I said, this was like $4 or $5 on Amazon at the time.
Yeah, they were not expensive at all.
Not expensive at all. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm willing to spend $5 for a practical joke. I'm like, it's anything sub $10 for a joke for getting somebody, I'm in. So I got this, and then like I said, we did our little joke thing, whatever. And I'm like, it's kind of cool, whatever. I'm like, so then we started going through and like picking out random pops. So like we pick characters. So we made a list of every single movie that we can think of, and then we'd each, so all the 4 people on our team, we'd pick different characters of who we would be, and those are the pops that we would buy. So I have Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. I have Thanos from Marvel. We have so Scott was Deadpool when we did the Marvel thing. I had Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. Like I said, we just like basically picked random characters of like, hey, in this show, who would you be? And then that's what kind of pops we kind of went with. So that kind of started it. But then I started going into, I'm like, man, I really like these things. So I'm like, I started to really kind of focus and buy like things that I really liked. And so one thing that people know about me is I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. And this is what sealed the deal with pops in general, is this guy. So
yeah,
Silent Bob. So nice. Silent Bob, he sealed the deal. Like, you know what? I am forever a pop collector because of they have a Silent Bob pop. Who would make a toy from basically a drug dealing guy who doesn't talk in a movie? And they make
it's Kevin Smith.
So I'm like, it's Kevin Smith. I'm like, okay, it's done. But I think I would have a bigger collection, but I split my collection between 2 different things. And so I have 2 other items right here. I'll show you guys too. So I said, other than pops, I'm a huge comic book collector, as you can see behind me right here.
Behind the wall.
I have the wall of comics, which is I'm working my way out. So like that entire wall will actually be full eventually. But
you got to go around the making fun thing though.
That would be
that has to stay in the background.
Yeah. I have a plan for that area in general. So, but it's actually, what the funny thing is, I'm actually looking at the date on this thing I'm going to show you guys right now. What hooked me on comic books was an experience that I had 20 years ago. Next month. So, and I don't think any of you guys even know the story. So the 20 years ago, like I said, I had a few comics, but I really wasn't into it. But I went to this event at a comic book store that we had here in Arizona called Atomic Comics. So Atomic Comics was a huge comic book store. They had this superstore that was in Mesa. It's since closed down. It doesn't exist anymore.
It's a sad story about Atomic Comics.
It is, but as I said, this comic book store was huge just because they had their first signing event ever. They had basically comic book creators and comic book artists come in to want to get to sign and sketch and get autographs and things like that. So I've had this thing for 20 years, and I've kept it in like pristine condition for 20 years. But I said I met basically the entire creators of Chaos Comics. And so basically everyone was there, including the band, because Chaos Comics actually had their own band called Doomsday too. Everyone was there but the drummer, because the drummer was sick. So that's the only autograph I don't have. And the drummer was sick. And I couldn't get the drummer sick because I think he died. So
oh no.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, so that moment there got me into comic books. And then I said I buy like a few books every year, like gotta love my first appearance of Punisher, and I said I have some other ones that are up here, and some more valuable ones that are locked away.
That's cool. Your collection has grown, and it looks awesome.
It has grown significantly. That is true.
That's usually what happens. It very rarely goes down. It takes a lot of effort and emotional stress to make a collection go down.
Yeah, it's super hard to like sell off something as part of your collection.
Yeah, and I think like sometimes when you first start collecting something, you don't really know where you want to focus, so you kind of go crazy. And then it's not until you've started collecting for a while that you become a little bit more refined. You're like, okay, I'm after this specific stuff. So it's not as nuts. It gets a little bit easier to manage.
That's
But,
where I'm at with Pops.
yeah, that's where I've kind
I've
of
slowed way down. Yeah, you slowed way down with your stuff too, Nate. Because didn't you
Right.
used to? Did you when I first met you? You were buying a lot of comic books, right? You had the whole run of New 52 for Batman.
Yeah, I still have the whole run of New 52 for Batman, but yeah, you're right. I was buying way more comics than I am now. I was kind of getting everything DC, but now I'm more of just getting mainly Batman, metal stuff. So I guess I'll go into my collection. So I don't really collect Funko Pops. I'm not a pop guy, but I have, my own kind of action figure collection. I've been collecting toys since I was young. I was really into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was really into Batman. So those are the first things I started collecting. Mainly, let me show you. So I've got this cool Toy Biz Batman. This is probably one of my first action figures. Not this one because this is a lot nicer. When I was a kid, I ripped this open and tore it apart. And I played with the guy inside, but this is the Batman. He's got like a bat rope in his belt here. I played with this thing endlessly. So I had a lot of the Toy Biz figures. I had a lot of the Kenner figures. This Joker here from Kenner. I collected a lot of this stuff when I got older, carded, just because I appreciated it so much. So I've got this Sky Escape Joker from the Kenner Dark Knight series. I've got this one loose too. And then I was also really into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm not as much into it now, but I still love turtle stuff. So I've actually got a NECA set that I got from San Diego Comic-Con. But my first stuff that I really got into were the giant TMNT. I don't know if you guys remember them, but they're from like 1989. They were giant size figures of the Playmates, because Playmates made the original 10, but then they made like these giant versions, and they had all 4 turtles and then Bebop and Rocksteady. So I'm not going to show you all of them, but I do have this Donatello.
Nice.
He's pretty badass.
I remember those.
Yeah, dude, I totally remember them.
Yeah.
I didn't have the cool parents to give me those, but I had friends that had them, and I was always so goddamn jealous.
These are like, so this is another thing I acquired later on. Like I had these when I was a kid, but like I said, I got it all tore up. I didn't have the whole set, but I got the whole set of these just randomly from a local guy for a really, really great price. So I've got all 6 of those. And then if you've watched some of my unboxing videos, you know now that my big thing is Mezco, and that's pretty much all I collect. I collect other action figures. I started with DC stuff. I had some NECA stuff. I got into toy photography. And then I found this Mezco, The Dark Knight Returns Batman. So it's like the old man Bruce with the bulky suit. I loved that comic. That was one of my favorite comics. It still is one of my favorite Batman comics, The Dark Knight Returns. And I saw that Mezco made this figure, and I just fell in love with it when I saw it, because I saw some guys were taking some pictures of it. And then that kind of just started the whole Mezco fanatic in me. I'm a Mezco. I'm crazy about Mezco now. I collect almost everything that they come out with, especially if it's DC. My favorite one is probably my Armored Batman. This one's just so hard to find nowadays. It's from Batman versus Superman. His eyes light up. He's got this kind of like die-cast metal suit. He's really, really cool. So yeah, Mezco, that's kind of like where my collection's gone now. That's what I mainly collect. And I've got about 15 of them.
You call it it's the Do You Bleed Batman?
Yeah. Do you bleed?
Do you bleed?
Nate, like I said, has unfortunately. So if I can compare Larry to infected me with Funkos, has now infected me with Mezco. I actually, Larry, you actually don't even know this.
I can attest to this.
But I didn't talk to you this week. So I made my first Mezco purchase.
Oh yeah? What'd you get?
A $300 set of Ghostbusters.
So, I saw Nate post that on Instagram.
Yeah, this set is awesome though. So you get all 4 Ghostbusters, you get Slimer, you get tons of accessories, you get the proton streams, the proton packs, they light up. It's the first set of its kind from Mezco. So I told Jeremy, I said, if you like the Ghostbusters at all, and I know you are starting to like Mezco now, I would recommend just hopping on that set, because it's going to be something that will probably blow up when it sells out. Most Mezco stuff nowadays, because they only make it once, they only have one production run. So from a collector standpoint, if you see a figure that you like, it's probably a good idea to buy it early, because there's it's almost a guarantee that price is going to go up.
Yeah. And the Ghostbusters are one of those timeless franchises. Like they'll always be popular. There'll always be people looking for Ghostbusters stuff.
Exactly.
No, exactly. No, it's I'm like, I don't know if I should do this. I'm like, I want to do it.
Dude, it's Ghostbusters. Like
Yeah,
no one can be mad at you for buying anything Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I was at work and I'm like Nate. I'm like, should I buy this? He's like, oh, you should buy it from this from Big Bad Toy Store. I'm like, okay. So I went ahead and ordered it.
What are you gonna do with them?
I don't know.
Are you gonna leave them in the box? Put them out on the shelf? Like
We
you can
actually
make
have
like a
one
little
idea.
diorama kind of display thing.
Yeah, a shadow box.
Yeah, shadow
Please
box.
do a shadow box.
So Nate and I
I can build one for you. I will do it if you can do Ghostbusters 1.
Nate and I have been talking. We have an idea.
Yes.
All right.
And Larry, you were gonna love this idea. So basically we have like I said, all the characters, but then they're in the box. You also get a Zedmore. So we thought about creating a new figure photography series called Zedmore on Zedmore. So basically, Zedmore hosts a talk show with all the other action figures.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. I like it.
And since we both have Zedmores, we're going to have one where they're interviewing each other.
Yeah,
Nice.
so Zedmore on Zedmore.
Yeah, nice.
So
I
more to come
like
on
it.
that, but it's a pretty amazing idea.
Yes. So we're gonna actually construct a diorama.
Nice. Scott can make the.
I'll build the
base
box.
or something,
I will.
yeah.
I will, dude. If you're gonna do a little like, I just think of like the old school, like where Johnny Carson was there,
A Johnny Carson set with like curtains,
right,
and
curtains and everything, and then there was the other dude on the couch. Just have that another Zedmore, and the guest sits between them.
yeah, Zedmore on Zedmore. As I said,
See, if we run dry of ideas, all we got to do is talk to you guys, and we'll have like 10 or 15 things that we can do.
Oh my god, I would be the greatest for this.
Yes, seriously. So Yoshi came into the chat. What's up, Yoshi?
What's up,
Yoshi's a
Yoshi?
big live stream supporter. Thanks a lot for always tuning in, man. We appreciate it. He asked, is Batman everyone's favorite superhero? Because, well, mine is Batman. That's my favorite superhero. I don't think it's the rest of the guys. We talked about that last podcast. Who's our favorites? So mine is Batman.
And Jeremy and I said Spider-Man, and Scott said a tie between Thor and Captain America.
That's right.
Yep.
Hence why my dog is named Thor.
Right. So Yoshi also asked, not sure if amiibos are action figures or not, but I once had a Spider-Man action figure that when I was 3, I played with. LOL. Amiibos aren't exactly action figures because they don't like move or anything, but I've got a decent. Yeah, they're more collectibles, right? But I do have a decent amount of amiibos too, man. I wasn't big into the amiibo craze, but like I probably got at least a dozen or maybe 20 amiibos.
So I just bought the Switch and I need to start getting the amiibo thing because I found out you can get extra shit in games when you have them, and that has actually piqued my interest.
Yeah, and I think the Breath of the Wild ones like actually give you some good stuff. Like I think those are hard to find.
Yeah.
So Yoshi said, sorry guys, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna answer Yoshi's question about the poster behind Nate. That is the OG Batman movie, Batman.
Yeah. So I've got a few different posters. This is a Batman Returns poster. It's actually like an OG from, like Scott said, from the 1980s. Then there's a very small Star Wars poster next to that. And on the right, this is actually a painting somebody made me of the Hulk, and it says, "Stay back, Hulk doesn't want to hurt you." It's actually really badass. So thanks for noticing, Yoshi.
Area 51, what's going on, man?
What's up, 51?
what about your collection history?
So my history, well, you can see kind of a lot of it over here, but I have a lot of like.
Are you Scott?
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
I thought Nate already
I thought you
explained that, but whatever.
My bad.
Yeah, it's like he was going to it, and I was like, "Wait, okay, I guess."
I was
I'll
like,
let
okay,
him
I'll
go.
talk about it again.
Oh,
My bad.
if Scott is not Chris, Nate is now Scott.
Yeah, apparently now I have lost my name in this show.
Go ahead,
Scott.
Chris.
Yeah,
I
please.
guess apparently that's what it needs to be.
Chris, you're on deck.
So I don't have the traditional kind of collections that a lot of you guys have. mine is very strange. As you know, I'm probably one of the biggest gamers out of all of us. And unfortunately, most of my old stuff is actually locked away. But most of my collection is old school video games. I probably have about 100 or so out in the in a secure thing of the garage of like NES games. Like I have a very big chunk of like the original like licensed games. And that's kind of where it started, right? Like back in the early 90s, my parents bought a Nintendo and I just got a whole bunch of games and I'd go scour yard sales. Surprisingly, back in the early 90s was a great source of video games. And then kind of continued from there. I'd purchased, somewhere in the house, I have an Atari. Like I have probably at least one of every system until it got to about the Xbox thing. And then I haven't really jumped on and done the Xbox stuff since most everything's kind of dual anyway. You don't buy one system. But yeah, that's my collection is video games, and I have sitting up in the closet over here, and I can't really show it because you can't see it. It's like up above, but I have probably about 200 or 300 just old PS2, PS3 games sitting up there of all, JRPGs and a bunch of other shit. So
that's awesome.
My collection is video games, and yes, I have not done any streams from Yoshi because I have a 4-year-old and don't have yeah. Yoshi
called you out.
He called me out because I have what's called a 4-year-old and I don't have time to do streams right now.
Yeah.
What's
He's
your
busy being a parent?
What's your favorite game or like your best find from the old early 90s garage sale days?
Dude,
something like that.
Okay, so this is gonna sound really, really dumb, but my favorite game actually is one of the first games I got. PS3. I know my wife's on the streets like
lies.
Lies. Yeah, I game all the time, but I just can't put the streaming because my daughter's usually sitting next to me and she'll just talk into the mic. So my favorite game of all time is the original, the first Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. That was, I think, back in the day when it first came out. My parents had bought me for like Christmas the PS1 and Tony Hawk's is like a bundle thing. I played the living shit out of the game. That was one of the first games I 100% everything on that game.
Yeah, I remember when that game came out, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. It's skateboarding, but once I started playing it, I couldn't put it down because I just wanted to perfect my craft in skateboarding in the game.
It was that and the music they put in.
Dude, to this day, I still love Goldfinger because of that goddamn game. Like the songs that they put. So that's probably the best or the favorite game that I have. Weirdest find is surprisingly I have a copy of the original Battletoads on NES.
Oh, nice. That was a good game.
Awesome.
That I found like it had to be around like 2000, 2001 that I was just at a garage sale and a person had for like $10. You just buy this box of games. And I didn't even have the time to go through it. So I just bought it. And a bunch of it was like, they were clearly Area 51 say Duck Hunt. That I have like 4 copies of that just because it came in the dual pack with a bunch of stuff.
Everybody had it.
Everyone had it, right? For whatever reason. But no, this person had a bunch. And so there was a bunch of like unofficially licensed games that I had bought in this pack. So there was like this game that was made for like Christian extremists that was like you played Moses and you had to collect animals for the ark.
I had that.
I remember that game.
I still do have it. My grandparents bought it for me. Bible Adventures.
Oh my god, Bible Adventures, right?
Yep.
So it was a pack of like those type of games, like Bible Adventures 2, and like a whole bunch of other ones.
Can
there was a Battletoads that was in there, and I was like, it was the greatest find I've ever got.
Please do a live stream of Bible Adventures.
Larry, I will have to figure out a way to hook the NES up, but I will do a Bible Adventures game.
Yeah, I don't know how to hook the NES up, but as soon as we figure out how to do that, the trick is you have to have a TV old enough to have the right inputs and all that, like the right
buy a TV old enough.
Yeah, I'm completely committed to it too because. I told you, like, I'm kind of in the same boat as Scott. Like, I have my old Atari. My parents saved everything. So I have my Atari. I have the Intellivision. I have my Nintendo. I don't have as many games as Scott does, but I have Bible Adventures. And I wanted to, like, I thought it'd be cool to stream all that stuff. But when I tried to hook up my Nintendo 64 to the Elgato, it worked on the computer, but it didn't show on my TV screen because my TV was too new. So we got to figure that out.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing is, so like Jeremy and I both have built emulators so that we can play like the old school games on our TVs, like old, like actual retro systems. Because that game was not officially licensed, there is not an actual like rip of that game anywhere.
No.
So that is one thing. So I did not realize that everyone else had actually known the Bible Adventures game.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
It was really
as
fun.
Weird as it was kind of fun.
So the fact that you had to like use a rock to knock out like the lion because it would try to eat you, like so you literally had to like throw a rock at this thing's face to knock it out so you could carry it back to the ark.
Animal abuse is okay if you're trying to save the animal.
Oh yeah, you're saving them. I can hit you in the face with a rock. It's fine.
God told you to do it, right? It's okay.
So yeah, so that was like the weirdest find I had is the random Battletoads, along with apparently the greatest game in the world. I'm not the only one. Bible Adventures is phenomenal.
It is amazing. That's a really good find for early 2000s because nobody was buying NES games like 18 years ago at all. So I'm sure you could get that stuff for dirt cheap. And Battletoads, I bet is a probably $30 game now, something like that.
It's hard to find, but it's not like outside the realm. But yeah, it's
you're just gonna pay a little bit extra for it.
Yeah. But
I loved me some Battletoads.
Me too. It was a good game.
I remember keeping my system on for days because you couldn't save to the point where it would crash, and I'd get so upset. I'd try so hard to beat that game, and it was incredibly difficult.
Yeah. So, funny story about that game. Apparently, it wasn't supposed to be as hard as it was, but that was right around the time when all like Blockbuster and everybody started carrying NES games. So they ramped up the difficulty in Battletoads and a few of the other games at the time, but Battletoads was the one that stood out. They purposely ramped up the difficulty so that people couldn't beat it in the span of a 3-day rental from Blockbuster.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Shady.
it was legitimately built to be like F you Blockbuster, like don't do that.
It's kind of like an arcade game. They just want you to keep sinking quarters into it.
Yeah,
like Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Lair.
Yeah,
possible to beat.
Talk about frustrating games.
Like you needed like at least like $10 or $15 in quarters at the arcade to beat Dragon's Lair.
I loved how Stranger Things had Dragon's Lair in season 2.
Yeah. So cool. Now, if you go arcade games, the best arcade game though to ever play, if anybody gets a chance to see it in person, is you all know, you guys can tell me what is one of my favorite movies of all time. We had a Christmas episode about
Die Hard, yeah.
Die Hard, right? Die
Hard, there it is.
There was a Die Hard arcade game. So if you go on arcade games, one of the favorite of all time, it is the Die Hard beat 'em up like arcade game. It was like a sort of like a Double Dragon style where you'd like go room to room beating the crap out of everybody in the room. But it was you were John McClane. And if you're a 2-player, you're some random girl. It wasn't actually his wife. It was just some random chick that they put in there. But it was one of the first games where you could get like the 50 cal rifle, like the anti-tank rifle, and shoot somebody with it.
Scott, do I have a gift for you? I have the emulator of Die Hard, the arcade game.
Oh,
because
they released it on Sega Saturn.
Yes, they did. Yeah, so it was a dual release on that one. So if you have that, you're gonna put that on my Raspberry Pi.
We'll put that on your Raspberry Pi for you.
Yeah,
I kind of vaguely remember that there was like 2 old school Die Hard games I remember playing. I think it was one of them was the arcade one, and then another one I think came out for PlayStation 1. I want to say. Do you remember that one, Scott? I'm sure you played it.
Oh, I probably did. I mean,
yeah. But that was a really good Die Hard game. I actually played that one a lot.
Nothing beats that arcade game. Like, as you progress, you slowly like lost like the clothing like he does in the show. Like the arcade was the bomb, dude. I sunk so much money at the local arcade into that game. And Jeremy, if you have that, yes, you're sending that to me. Like,
I will give you the hookup on Die Hard the arcade.
That would be awesome. Maybe live stream it.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, if I can find time when I don't have a 4-year-old speaking into the mic.
You know, you can always call in sick to work.
Oh, wait,
yes,
hold on.
I can do that. Drew, are you still here? Because if that's happening, I'm not actually calling out sick. Sorry.
Just kidding, Drew.
JK.
JK, everybody.
Hello, the Funko Corner. Thanks for coming in.
Yes, thank you, Funko Corner. I joined the Funko Corner's live stream earlier today and told her that we were doing a live stream. So thank you for remembering and coming to check us out.
That's awesome. Hey, you joined another live stream, didn't you, Larry? Earlier today?
I joined a lot of live streams. I've spent my spring break on YouTube, Nate. I don't even remember all the stuff I've joined, all the comments I've left, all the Instagram photos I've double tapped. It's been a very social media heavy week.
You did the double tap, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Double tap all day.
Woo!
I thought there was one that you joined that would kind of stuck out to you.
There was. I don't like the Pop Academy, I believe, was a really good stream. They're doing a giveaway right now. You can win one of 2 Funko Pops, Mike from Stranger Things or the Jon Stewart Green Lantern Walgreens exclusive. They're gonna have two. Yeah, you're messing me up because I went the wrong direction. Yeah, so I joined their stream, right?
I really
something.
So I don't know if that little pop-up shows up, but I really hope it does.
Hold on, that's great. Yeah, so Jeremy typed in the chat and the Google Hangouts to tell me what I was actually supposed to talk about. Thanks, Nate. That was an awesome segue that I murdered. But anyway, but those guys I talked about are doing a giveaway. Check them out. But the most so set me up again, Nate. Set me up again.
No, it's 50 rail. Just go.
No, set me up again, Nate.
So I remember before we started the live stream, you said, "Man, there's this live stream I joined that was awesome." And I want to make sure I say something about it. So tell us what that is.
Thank you for that awesome segue, Nate. Yes, about an hour ago, I had the privilege of joining one of my favorite podcasts, 100th episode. I was on Talkin' Pops for a couple minutes to talk about Pops. If you guys haven't checked out Talkin' Pops, it is a long-running, right? Funko Pop, the longest-running Funko Pop related podcast. They just had their 100th episode. They do live streams on Saturday nights, usually like 2 hours before we do ours. So if you're into Pops, definitely check them out. And then jump into our live streams after, and it can be an awesome evening of you listening to podcasts and doing live streams. So shout out to Mike and Josh. Thank you guys for having me on. If you'd like to listen to it, you can, all that hashtag I love Larry crew. Please listen to that 100th episode. You can hear me talk to those guys. It's a really good time. You can learn some things about me that I haven't shared on this podcast. So you definitely want to go check that out.
Awesome.
Double life, Larry.
Double live.
That was the most amazing thing in the entire world. I think
butchered that.
Honestly, when we do, like I said, our 50th episode, when we vote for top 10 STS guys moments of the past 50 episodes, that's the least in the top 10. I don't know where it ranks yet.
Larry butchering the one thing that we specifically talked about before.
Yeah, then I'm like, oh, I get to talk about this, guys. Guess what I just did? It was awesome. Yeah, oops, my bad.
Yeah, you legit texted us about it.
I was excited.
Yes, I know, but you were excited.
That was an hour ago.
We set you up to talk about it, and you went the wrong way.
Yeah. That was like a whiff, if I ever saw it.
It was.
Oh, yes.
You recovered well, Larry. It's okay.
It's all right. Hey, man. 28th episode. I'm still figuring this out.
28 episodes. Can you guys believe that?
Yeah, well, it's been 28 episodes and we still don't know what we're doing.
Nope.
But man, you guys are awesome. Everybody that's been participating in the chat, everybody that's watching the live stream right now, you guys are why we do this. It's a lot of fun. We're glad you guys are enjoying it because we are too.
We have met some awesome people along the way. Like I said, one other person I kind of want to give a shout out to right now is Casual Unboxing. We'll put a link to his channel in the description below this as well. He's also going to be doing a pretty cool giveaway that he's actually kind of previewed some of the stuff in a video that he launched. So he's going to be launching a pretty cool giveaway pretty soon. That's kind of some comic book decor themed. I would say so.
Oh, I saw that. That is he can't steal Super Mega from us, but that is just about as super mega as you can get, man.
Yeah,
There's some really cool items. He went to what's that store called?
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby. He went up to Hobby Lobby and picked up some really, really awesome high-end stuff. So yeah, check out Casual Unboxing for sure. That launches on April 1st. I promised him I will post that on all of our social media as soon as it goes live.
Yeah. Big fan of the podcast. And to bring that up though, why does Hobby Lobby have like the greatest selection of like comic book decor that I've ever seen in my entire life?
They do have some really great stuff, and it's weird that it is at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, right. Jeremy's pointing at stuff. These things are all from there. You can kind of see like Wait, I'm very bad at this. I can't do it. Right there. It's a Return of the Jedi. Like it's a movie poster, but it's like etched on wood.
Yeah.
So
that's the kind of stuff that he's giving away.
Lobby. Yeah.
There's a really awesome like I think it's a metal sign, but it's like holographic. Like for Batman, it was really cool. I'm gonna have to hit up Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, no, definitely go there and always look, dude. They have coupons all the time. But yeah, like Hobby Lobby has like they have ridiculous amount of like comic book and like movie theme shit for like what they are. Like you wouldn't expect like to go there and find Star Wars and like Spider-Man stuff, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So STS guys road trip to like we already had a planned trip to IKEA. So IKEA plus Hobby Lobby next week. I'm in.
What?
Dude, I'm down.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes, we can make that happen. Once I do my updated 2018 Nerd Room tour, like I said, I will highlight everything that I've gotten from the hobby of lobbies.
Yes, it's surprising what you can find. Like walking through there,
it's crazy. It's
like rows and rows of like comic book themed stuff.
Yeah,
they sell a lot of cool stuff there because I've gotten like totally different, but they sell like 112 collectible props, like 112 scale stuff. I mean, it's amazing what you can find at Hobby Lobby.
So rewind that. What Nate's is talking about is dollhouse furniture.
Yeah. You can buy the best dollhouse furniture.
It's 112. No, it's for little. Nate, what you're buying is for little girls.
It's like
I have those in my house for my daughter. Like it's the same things.
Do you have anything cool that Batman can use?
I've gotten beer bottles from there. You get like chairs and stuff. You phrase it that way, dollhouse collectibles. Yeah, it sounds a lot less cool. So maybe I should shut up now.
You should do a shot of Batman in Barbie's dream house. You can borrow one from Scott.
I probably have some stuff that you can borrow. I have some chairs and some tables. I'm taking that. I'll pull out of my daughter's dollhouse. There's one like right there that I can pull out for you. So
Batman he loves too.
Yeah. The Funko corner, Jeremy says that I need that Making Fun poster.
Oh, this. Right there. If you want that, you probably want this too.
So Larry actually has that poster too.
I do. I cycle through posters though. I put my Aquabats poster back up today. I like to keep it fresh.
So Larry, I think I'm actually, speaking of which, I am actually down to go to that Japanese pop concert, by the way.
Awesome. P-Lander Z and the STS guys, April 14th. April 14th. Come hang out. They're weird, but it is the best live show I've been to.
So
ever.
Funko Corner, that poster,
show it again, Jeremy.
Show it one more time. So unfortunately, that was Larry and Jeremy got invited to the Funko premiere of the Making Fun documentary, and that's the shit that they got while they were there.
Yeah. Funko Corner. Remember when I told you that, hey, you should probably sign up for the Funko Forum? We got invited to that because of the Funko Forum. So cool stuff happens on that message board.
Where you get posters like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
And random Freddies.
And didn't you run into somebody while you were there too? I know we talked about this once, but it's really cool.
The spicy tacos.
Well, that as well.
We spent a long time talking about the spiciest tacos.
Not really what I was going, Scott, but good segue either way.
We ran into Funko founder Mike Becker outside of the Chinese theater the morning before the premiere, so that was pretty epic. It was a good time.
Is that?
So not only do you get to go to some cool stuff, you get to meet some really cool people like Larry from the STS guys.
Jeremy, webcam broken.
And Jeremy.
Jeremy's webcam broken.
I was just switching it for Funko Corner.
Oh, there.
For the brief second.
Check out the.
So Yoshi, you asked. You might have missed. You said you forgot to enter the Super Mega Batman giveaway. You actually still have plenty of time. I put it in the chat already, but go to stsguys.fun. There's multiple ways to enter. You can get daily entries. Anybody that's listening, go check it out if you haven't already. Look at our video on YouTube of what we're giving away. It's going to be an amazing giveaway.
Yep. So yeah, it was put in there, and I dropped it here into the chat. So yeah, stsguys.fun will take you directly to our Gleam entry page, and it walks you through all the different entry options. I guess I don't know really what to call Gleam. Like entry options, I guess is the best term for it. But you can go through and see like subscribe on YouTube and blah blah blah. There's several different things that you can do to enter into that.
Which, if you're part of our live stream right now, there's a really good chance you already subscribed to us on YouTube. And guess what? That's multiple entries into this giveaway.
That gives you what, 5, I think, to start with?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a whole lot of entries for just doing something you've already done. You literally just click on stsguys.fun, enter your email, click a couple more buttons, and you're going to rack up those entries. And if you're really hardcore and you want to make sure you win, we've got daily entries too. So I think there's like almost 20 days left to enter. You can still rack up like 40 more entries by going to stsguys.fun every single day.
Right. And that just involves just watching a different YouTube video that we have, one of our non-live streams.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Easy. Right. I think it's set right now to watch Nate open up a Mezco figure. So, and Jeremy's opening up the BAM box. So you can watch that. I change them around every couple of days so it doesn't get too boring. But right now, you just watch a couple of our videos, like 5 minutes, and you rack up some more entries. You can win those really cool Funko Pops and all that other awesome Batman stuff.
Definitely.
So Funko Corner commented something else that I haven't read, but it says, so I'll share with you guys, I got to re-enlist at Funko HQ in June, so it kind of makes up for not going to the premiere. The grand opening would have been pretty rad, but yeah, I kind of passed on that one because it was too close after San Diego Comic-Con last year. But the movie premiere was a little bit like, we're in Arizona. It's a lot easier to get over to LA than it is to get up to Seattle. So I'm happy I'm really happy we got to attend the one. The grand opening would have been awesome too. I know it's on Jeremy's and my radar at some point to get up to Seattle, whether it's next March for Emerald City Comic-Con or just on a random trip like over the summer. We both definitely want to get up to the HQ and just check it out, man.
It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when.
Exactly.
Well, I think we're running out of time.
We didn't talk about Deadpool.
Dude,
we have 10 minutes to spend on Deadpool.
No.
Let's spend some time on Deadpool.
So I don't even know what to say at this point. Like we brought it up an hour ago.
Here, let's talk about this guy right here.
This guy.
What are your guys' expectations? Because I know I was okay. Like I didn't love Deadpool as much as you guys did. Like, what are your expectations? What do you guys think about Cable?
So, dude, Roland is gonna knock it out as Cable. Like I was skeptical at first, but after seeing a lot of the stuff about it, like I am very excited for Roland. Yeah, so we're all showing the Deadpools. I'll bring this one up again. The taco truck.
Pirate Deadpool.
Yay, we all have one.
Oh, wait.
Oh. So you got the variant. I actually have one stuck to my kegerator somewhere too. I have a Deadpool over there. I'm not gonna go get it. That's too far away. I'm actually kind of excited to see that they're actually building the X-Force in this one.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah. So I think X-Force is the big thing that is making me excited for this.
All right, so here's a question for you guys then. So
first off, Heather, everyone loves the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants reference.
Do you, like I said, where do you think this movie falls? Because with the purchase of Fox by Disney, this movie was already in the works and already being made and everything else, but by the time that was announced, do you think we'll actually see an X-Force movie?
Oh, I think we will.
Yeah, no, I think we will after this one.
I think we will.
If this does well, we'll see an X-Force movie. And the wife just threw one of my little Deadpools.
Oh,
hey,
the Q-Fig, which is one of I love collecting these things.
Do you think an X-Force movie would kind of replace Deadpool 3? Because I think it would be hard to do both.
No, yeah, like a Deadpool 3 would have to be X-Force, and he would have to be in it. Like Deadpool's not always in X-Force, right? But like you would have to have him in there.
Yeah, I think Larry, if it does happen, that's definitely going to be Deadpool 3 is going to be the X-Force movie, because I think this is going to be, at first, even in the comics, Cable and Deadpool are not friends, but eventually they become teammates. So I think this is kind of going to be Deadpool sort of winning Cable over, or maybe at the end of the movie they start realizing, hey, we're probably more effective as a team than we are against each other. So maybe he'll join the X-Force, and then we'll see where that relationship goes in 3.
Right. Like, I find it really hard to believe that they're actually going to try to do an X-Force and a Deadpool movie and kind of keep them as two separate things when they're trying to set it up in this one. Like, I really believe that it's just going to be the next Deadpool is going to have more X-Force people, or they're going to bring in new people for part of their X-Force.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hope they even just call it X-Force and you don't get a Deadpool 3 right away. Maybe you get a Deadpool 3 down the line, but like on the cycle where Deadpool 3 would be like in 2 years or whatever, I hope it's just X-Force and they don't try to like mush it up or try to overcomplicate it. Just give us X-Force and the trailer and stuff. It's the same kind of trailers you're doing for Deadpool 1 and 2. A whole lot of Deadpool, a whole lot of jokes, a whole lot of silliness, and people will come.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and in this one, so I mean, they're really, at least for this one, they're kind of scraping the barrel of X-Force members, because there's the Japanese lady, and I don't know the actress's name, unfortunately. But she has the electrical power, so most likely she's playing Surge, which has very little comic book time, right? So it looks like they're
uses Bedlam.
Yeah, it's Bedlam. So dude that can, his powers to fire off EMPs, right? Like, it's not that they're not grabbing like the main ones. I mean, it looks like from the things we talked about this before, it looks like we have Shatterstar, right? One of the main people from the original X-Force that's going in there. But there's quite a few little questions. It looks like they're grabbing some of the more obscure characters to bring back in. So hopefully we get a pretty cool set, but it leaves a lot of the big name people for potentially an X-Force Deadpool movie later on.
You think we're going to get a Gideon?
I think we saw him in the trailer, didn't we? Like,
I can't remember. I mean, they look a little bit different from their comic counterparts, and I don't know a ton about X-Force, but I know Gideon's one of the members. I know Shatterstar. I know Domino. I know Cable. Deadpool, but I don't know the smaller guys.
Yeah, and a lot of them maybe have like their literal run from the X-Files is in X-Force, and then that's it. I mean, Bedlam we haven't seen in quite a long time. Like I remember him in the 90s, and then really haven't seen much from him afterwards, or like early 2000s, and then he's gone. So it's cool to see him bring back with obviously Terry Crews playing him. That's awesome. And then we have Pennywise, right? Skarsgård is showing up, and it's trying to figure out who he's playing.
Yeah, I would like to know what character he is, because he, after watching it, he can do crazy characters pretty well. So I would like to see if they let him kind of flex that muscle of him being able to fall into another personality and really do a good job at it.
Yeah.
Have they confirmed who Shatterstar is?
No, they haven't. So basically, I think Surge and everyone, they think based on the way he's dropped is Skarsgård is playing Zeitgeist.
So I know nothing about him.
Yeah, he's another obscure character. So very I don't know. I don't see him as that, but like you can see the only reason we see Shatterstar is actually there's an image of them in the helicopter, and you actually see a dude with like the yellow like full face headgear that looks like a sparring like boxing set that you see on his face, which is very much, Jeremy can attest to this, like that weird yellow headgear is Shatterstar, like 100%.
Significant. Like I said, you can tell that's him.
Yeah, like so he's there, and Jeremy, I might be wrong here, but based on that, like, wasn't Shatterstar and Zeitgeist like in a relationship at some point?
I think so.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. My early '90s X-Force is like rusty.
X-Force is a little rusty, but I think those two had like a little like thing going on, so it makes sense that they might bring in a character to play him, right? And Skarsgård would be, I guess, good for that. Like I think Skarsgård could play anything. Like that dude is amazing. So
Casual, what's up, man? We actually just gave you a shout out, man.
yeah, you missed the shout out, dude.
You missed the shout out that we just gave you. Like I said, your awesome giveaway you got coming up.
We're excited for it.
Nate was drooling over that Batman picture.
Yes, he wants that.
We're going to Hobby Lobby next week. It's all your fault.
Yeah, it's all your fault, Casual. Except we're going to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, we are going to do a Hobby Lobby run just because of all the shit that you have.
Yep. And as promised, as soon as that video drops on April 1st, we'll post it up everywhere.
We're still
like, we're going to enter too, right? Like we're going to enter.
But, I'm still entering your contest. All that shit's amazing. But
those prizes were awesome. But we'll definitely still we'll post it up on all our social media.
Yes, and don't be too sad, Casual. We'll have this up on our our YouTube channel too, so you can go back and rewatch it and see what we said.
And the audio version is available on SoundCloud and iTunes and Google Store or whatever you Android people use.
There you go.
Oh,
was that offensive? Ooh. Sorry, Android people.
Hey,
not politically correct.
Larry,
as I'm holding up my iPhone.
Yeah, I think you're the only one of the STS guys that is not on Android.
Yeah,
Android.
Yeah.
Android. Galaxy. Come on.
So, cool. Super Mega Batman price pack giveaway.
Yeah. All right. So, Larry, I think we're at the point here. We've talked about Deadpool. We're excited for it.
And anything else into a closing?
Yeah, I think we're going into the closing. So, Larry, you're the show master. Shill away.
Shill away, Larry.
Shill away.
So, guys, if you enjoyed this video on YouTube, please give it a big fat thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to the STS Guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out on Instagram at STS Guys, on Twitter at STS Guys, on Facebook at the STS Guys, and I am Larry from the STS Guys. Thank you guys for watching. We all have cool stuff to hold up. Say hi, Freddie.
Woo! Larry, one of the original STS Guys.
Hey, bird on Nate.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Anybody like Tiny Ghost?
Shout out to Tim Toy, Tiny Ghost.
Nice.
This thing actually has a pretty good bobblehead. I don't know if you can kind of hear that, but it's been clacking around my room.
I can. All right, guys. So we'll be back next week. I will post up on Instagram and Twitter and everything I just mentioned as to when our next live stream will be. Thank you guys for watching. Jeremy will. Oh yeah, congrats to Brian for winning our impromptu giveaway.
For the My Little Pony out of nowhere. I love it.
Amazing answer.
That was great. So congratulations, Brian. You are getting the digital copy of Justice League.
Yeah.
If you guys enjoyed that giveaway, let us know, and maybe we'll do some more on the live streams just for live stream viewers.
Yes. Oh, and Yoshi. So my plan is for just something to go. One of the free games that came out was Ratchet and Clank that PlayStation gave out. So my plan is I am not going to play that game anytime other than when I'm streaming. So that should be coming out. I should have a stream of that game here out very shortly.
Nice.
Awesome. Oh, and well, we haven't dropped too many videos, but we got a few in the works. I did do a Splatoon live stream last Wednesday. I'm going to do another Splatoon live stream this week. I haven't decided what day yet. I'm kind of leaning towards Wednesday, but don't hold me to that. So that's definitely coming. I don't know if Nate plans to play some games one day this week too, but stay tuned to us. Hit that bell so you get those notifications every time we go live and every time we drop a new video.
Well, Scott and I said we have Far Cry 5 coming up.
Yeah. So that'll be something that we'll probably stream. And it's going to hit home for me. So that's that game is going to be wonderful.
Awesome. All right, guys.
So, episode 28 of the STS Guys. I'm Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, it's Nate.
I've been Scott.
And we're the STS guys. Have a good night, everyone.
Night.
Bye. Bye.